Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to Mayhem TV ahead of today's exhibition game between the Manchester Mayhem and the GB Women's Para Hockey team. So, let's take a little look at the two starting lineups for the GB Women. Starting off with number 6, Shannon Couch. 13 is Felicity Gregory. 15 is Nick Terrell. 21, Leanne Emerson. 22, Aisha Atkinson. 27 is Megan McAvoy. And guesting as goalie today is Callum Shakespeare from the Peterborough Phantoms. For the Manchester Mayhem, number 6, Cal Nicholson. Number 11, Tony Naylor. Number 13 is Dean Lannon. 17 is Mason Hodgkinson. Number 25 is Tom Kim. 24 is Anton Tomlinson. And wearing 26, netminder Darren Pomfret. And rounding off the team is Captain Mark Colquitt, wearing 28. So we will get this game underway with referee Neil Herring. Last checks go on. And the puck is dropped with Tom Kim getting the puck away for the Mayhem. Nicholson plays it into the danger zone for Lannon to chase. Lannon skating in the zone there like a downhill skier. Puck is passed to the point. Nicholson loses the puck, but here's the magic man. And he conjures up a goal with 36 seconds gone in the game. A fantastic start for Manchester. So, 36 seconds played. Manchester leads 1-0. Dean Lannon with the goal. Assist going to Cal Nicholson. So we'll see. Oh, it could be worse. Here's Anthony Booth. What can he do? Well, he can't do much. Gets stopped, I believe. But Manchester still have the puck. Lannon. And he doubles his tally, as well as the Mayhem's lead. And the home side move 2 goals ahead with 57 seconds gone. And for the GB women's side, it's proving to be a brutal start for them to begin with. Not how they would have hoped, but then we do have to give them a fair bit of leeway, having an absolute rookie in net in Callum Shakespeare. Meanwhile, Kim pushing it on goal there. Could have been 3, but as I was saying, Peterborough Phantoms Callum Shakespeare is playing in goal due to nearly a third. That's due to Jodie Hill not being available. So that pretty much leaves GB with a goalie light, we could say, and Shakespeare is making up so we can get this game on. So it's going to be an interesting to watch how he performs in net. But Gregory winning the face-off. as she does tend to do. One of the best face-off winners in the league, in my opinion. Shakespeare. Dear Lord. Could be interesting shots coming on him in this early period as he gets his bearings. Puck comes in. Can Hodgkinson get on it? Well, the youngster is battling. Ooh, just avoids Lannon. Terrell lost it. Oh, lost a stick. Puck is still fizzing around. Mayhem all over the GB side so far. GB just need to just settle down a bit, but that's easier said than done. Here's Kim, plays it to Hodgkinson. Puck tries to get cleared, can't. Pinballing all over the zone. Bit of respite for GB. Shot comes in. Shakespeare dives. Lannon will gain control. He passes to Nicholson. To Hodgkinson. But GB will look to try and just clear the lines at the very least, but unable to. Nicholson flying around the wing. Finds Lannon, who shoots. Save. Shakespeare just turns it aside. Gregory and Hodgkinson just battling behind the net. Gregory with a puck. What can she do? Well, she goes without it. Lannon. Tomlinson. Plays it to Lannon, who just can't get on the end of it. Comes to Naylor, who just couldn't get it on his stick. He still can't. He's desperately trying to go in search of it. Lannon flicks one underneath. No good. Fires. Hits Shakespeare. Shakespeare has no idea where it is. Puck is still Lannon. And Lannon will fire home to make it 3-0. A hat-trick for Dino with 5:14 gone. GB just still trying to get their bearings in this game, as well as our cameraman. For the first time this season, is struggling with technology. Couch wins the face-off, but Anthony Booth like a whippet, and Booth will make it 4. And Mayhem are really causing mayhem in this contest. Shakespeare struggling to kind of get his bearings so far, being between the pipes. But this is more about performance than goals and who wins and who loses. For GB at least. For Manchester, it's trying to gain some confidence ahead of their upcoming league But GB are now in the Mayhem zone. Are they able to do much? Unfortunately not. Oh, crunching hit. 6 on 6. Couch on Nicholson. Not sure what happened there. Booth fired one. But there seemed to be a long delay. Well, Atkinson just takes a little tumble. And Manchester leads 5-0. So we'll see what the outcome is on that. Well, Anton Tomlinson gets the nod. Meanwhile, Pomfret makes a save from GB for the first time in the game, while we have a slight ice invasion. GB still just unable to get control. But Kim has it up the boards. Cut out by Emerson. But the Mayhem still have the puck. The hit comes in. Some physical play. McAvoy with the first hit. Ooh. Booth has a shot. Just goes past the right hand side of Shakespeare. Mayhem taking each other out. Booth will flick it high. Will come to nothing. Terrell will try and clear around the boards, but can only miss-hit it. Thankfully, the puck goes out of the zone, so gives GB a good chance to just regather. But Nicholson will turn around and try and launch an attack. Lannon skating intelligently, I suppose is the terminology. Looking busy. Nicholson, but has that shot blocked by Atkinson. Couch and Lannon bump into one another again. McAvoy skates hard, but isn't quick enough to get there ahead of Nicholson, who plays forward for Colquitt. He brings it behind the net, looking for options, finds Nicholson, who fires. Oh! Post off Lannon. Nearly his 4th in the game. GB just unable to get the puck or just stop GB so far. Gregory passes back. That puck will be cleared out the zone. And we'll have GB looking to come again. Gregory keeps up with Carl. Couch and Colquitt by the boards. Nicholson just stick handles. Leaves it for Colquitt, who the puck didn't particularly seem to come to him. But Nicholson will look to try and start another attack. For Lannon, who cannot keep possession. Puck is sent up behind the Mayhem net. Nicholson passes forward to Colquitt. Little push off to Booth. Booth plays it to Hodgkinson, but is out of the young man's grasp. Just under 4 to play in the opening period of play. Colquitt will fire. His effort goes wide. Kim picks up the loose puck in Gretzky's office. Nothing comes of that. While Manchester just cycle the puck. Puck is tried to be knocked out, but comes as far as Nicholson. He plays it forward. Shakespeare will use his stick to knock it away. Nicholson to Booth. Booth fires. Blocked. Hodgkinson. Puck is somewhere there. Emerson will clear her lines. Just luckily avoids Booth, but he will gain control. Booth. He flips it high. And Manchester leads 6-0 with 12:25 played. And you do get the feeling that this game may already be over. But once again, this is more an exhibition to just get players valuable ice time. Oh! Lannon fires wide. Hodgkinson grabs his first ever assist on the goal. Manchester dominating this contest. But you have to say that GB is still fighting. That's one thing you can always bet with this side. Booth cuts round. What can he do? Oh, a nice stop there by Shakespeare. That'll boost his confidence. Shot comes in. Another save. Shakespeare looking like a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Twitching, no idea what to do. However, he has made a stop. But all smiles still. All being played in high spirits. Ooh, puck just goes wide. Booth and Emerson tangle behind the net. Colquitt seemed to lose where the puck was. And here's Tony. The Colonel just still trying to figure out where the puck was. McAvoy will gather. And he's somewhere there while she just lays down. And as we head into the final 30 seconds, McAvoy will dispossess, clears, but the puck comes straight back to her like a boomerang. Tomlinson pushes forward. 3 seconds. Booth has limited time to shoot and won't get the chance. So, after the first period, the Mayhem lead 6 goals to 0. So, as you saw there, we did have a slight technical problem, but thankfully we have the Hodgkinson family to save our backside, so to speak, as the score stands at 7 goals to 0. Mason Hodgkinson with his first goal for the Mayhem as Manchester press for more. Manchester just seemingly now trying to just cycling the puck. Couch being almost fended off by Booth. But here comes Tomlinson, leaves it off for Lannon, and Lannon fires home another goal, as that makes it 8-0 to the Mayhem. Lannon's 4th of the game. And not really too much you could say about that goal. So, Lannon as the puck is back in the GB zone. Puck is somewhere. I don't know if Cal shot on him on his own goalie there. I think he did. But we get a face-off anyway with 10 minutes dead yet to play. Oh, in the second at least. And a face-off win. Couch will try and force a shot. Gregory gains control. Plays it to her teammate in Emerson. Puck will be cleared. Atkinson isn't able to get there. Nicholson plays it towards Tomlinson. Tomlinson. Oh, he somehow manages to fire it wide of the post. On the far side. Tomlinson fires. Saved by Shakespeare. Shakespeare, who seems to have gotten his bearings in this game now. Despite facing a few shots, he's now making more saves than he was earlier. Couch will try and clear from the zone. Isn't very successful. Puck is still there. Colquitt plays it round the boards. Dino will give chase, as he has done in the entire game. Plays it up towards Kim. Tomlinson. Good save by Shakespeare. Battling. Battling in the nets for GB there. And Gregory wins the face-off, though could arguably say it was more of a case of the puck being pushed, but Darren just watches the puck drift down his end, lets his minions gather, which technically makes him Groot. Terrell plays it forward. No one chasing her. Gregory eventually chases. But just GB losing a bit of shape and positioning. But in a weird way, are getting some joy than staying in position, which is the old Romford Raiders way of hockey. But Manchester have an attack. Tomlinson was on the doorstep waiting for a pass, which was never coming. Puck is played under Shakespeare, it looked like. Booth will gather in the corner. Goes to Hodgkinson. Hodgkinson will fire. I think Shakespeare may have just got a glove to that. Puck goes back. GB tried to clear their lines. Naylor. Emerson will just play it out, but in the process trips up her teammate. Gregory will now take it herself.
as she stick handles against her teammates. Leaves it to Couch. Couch. Good effort. Brings a save out of Pomfret. A nice little purple patch this for the GB side. But Kim has the puck. Tries to play it forward. Gets stopped by Gregory. Here's Booth. Should be an offside, but I think they're being very lenient. Shot comes in by Kim. Somehow goes wide. Emerson will clear ahead of Booth, who was snapping like a pit bull. Gregory, almost like Speedy Gonzalez, trying to get the puck. Nicholson fighting with Couch. Manages to get the pass away to Booth. 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 Pass was just behind. As Couch will look to give chase. Cal will happily just flip it. Manchester get just onside. Booth gains control. Lannon with a rare shot that misses the target. Goes to Lannon, who will fire. Gets blocked by Atkinson. Puck is still in the GB zone. One can he see the puck? One can now. Atkinson, but that is blocked by, or partially blocked by Gregory. GB can try to just alleviate the... Well, I was going to say the problems, but trying to just get position is proving troublesome. A nudge in the back by Booth. I think that... Lannon fires. Good save by Shakespeare. But he can't keep that one out. And Manchester increase their lead now. So we have the puck drop. Tomlinson credited with the goal. Lannon with the assist. So Manchester will get the 10th before the end of the period. And we have a whistle. As we have a player down or just losing their balance. Can't see who it is. Over the next, a GB player. And it was Leanne Emerson who is down for a bit. Nicholson, Hodgkinson. Nicholson will fire. And Tony Naylor, the Colonel, scores. A team move that was finger licking, you could say. And with 28:43 played, Manchester find themselves 10-0 ahead. And while the goals continue to go in, it has to be said that GB have fared a lot better defensively in this period. Plus they have also been more attacking in this period. And so Nicholson grabs an assist, his fourth of the game, with Hodgkinson also getting an assist, or getting a credit on that goal. Sees him with a goal and 2 assists in this encounter. As we head into the final 30 seconds. As Manchester try to clear their lines, but GB are hassling them. It is good hassling. Gregory will fire. Gregory shouts high stick. To which, if I could get that high, I would have tried to do it, but I can't.
But at the end of the second, it is the Mayhem 10, GB 0.
And so we come to the third and final period, with the Mayhem holding a 10-0 lead. So let's see what happens in the final 15 minutes. Game is all done and dusted effectively, but now it's just both sides trying different things out. Lannon almost going head first into the boards. Manchester coming forward with Lannon and Booth. Lannon plays it. Booth. Oh, just out the reach. Shot comes in. Spinning save by Shakespeare. GB go without it, which doesn't help the keeper. Booth stops. Kim fires. Nope. Nothing there. Puck is still in the GB zone. Hit comes in. More pressure from the home side. Under the sledge, one of them, shot comes in, misses. Kim plays it around the boards for the Colonel. Or Naylor, as he prefers to be called. And Booth will generate speed. Looking a bit like Super Mario. Shot comes in. Shakespeare doing well covering the angles, it has to be said. He has come on, I think it's fair to say, as this period or the game has gone on. So it's been very much a learning and developing game for a lot of players in this contest. Herring drops the puck while Gregory was getting back in position. I was saying that, I think she may have thought she was still playing for the Mayhem. And a big hit comes there in centre ice. Megan McAvoy on Anton Tomlinson. One to write home about. Puck strikes Atkinson between the shoulder blades, I think, which is a bit of a stinger. So she will come off for a minuto. Has GB having a line change. 12:13 to play in the third. And as we say, GB women's team, who are a new side to the sport in recent years, an emerging nation, if you will. So this is very much productive for them, getting as much ice time as possible and playing alongside each other ahead of future tournaments. So Manchester can consider themselves very lucky to be involved in helping to grow the sport, as well as helping the national teams. And here's a former GB international in Booth who takes a hit. And the hitting has not stopped in this contest. As Terrell and Tomlinson are still lay on the ice. Nicholson just quarterbacks, looking around for the best place to play the puck. Terrell does well. And Nicholson will get the puck back, with Couch giving chase. Here comes Gregory. battles with Cal and wins the puck. And Cal tries a slightly sloppy pass there. Couch. Oh, a bit more forward. A bit more backward to Gregory. And we may have seen a chance going there. But it's still seeing GB causing one or two problems. Tomlinson discussing with the ref about something. But Kim will try and bring it out the zone. Hodgkinson does it instead. Tyrrell will try to lead an attack. Emerson unable to deal with it. Tomlinson plays it up ice to Kim on the wing. Goes across, will come to Colquitt, who stick handles. And a nice little goal there by the captain to make it 11-0 with 36 minutes gone. Another case of just the puck reaching the Mayhem players. Just getting a few bounces, you could say. And it is certainly a victory for the Mayhem. Gregory will play it, but Colquitt will be very alert to get the puck, as GB just look to try and, well, see if they can create any chances. Puck just crawls out of the zone. Couch with a hit by the boards on Tomlinson. Kim plays it, but no one seems to want to take it. Delayed offside due to Kim getting back on, and Hodgkinson. Booth will just dump it in the zone. Kim will backhand it off to Colquitt, who has a phantom shot. Tomlinson to Nicholson. Plays it to Kim. Couch will knock him over. Tomlinson sprawls. Hodgkinson, Kim. McAvoy trying to poke it away like a crawling Terminator. Well, Terminator from Terminator 2. Colquitt plays it forward. Couch will try and bring it away herself. Trying to do a Maradona, but unfortunately is unable to take it further than past her blue line. Nicholson comes over to
try and do something, but can't. Lanu. Couch will play it slowly diagonal with Dino taking up the puck again. Takes it past Gregory. As Atkinson, who can't seem to find it. Couch with the puck. Plays a nice pass towards Gregory, who just can't control it. Naylor with the world's softest hit being done to him by Couch. Atkinson turns. Spin move. Finds itself somewhere over there. Tyrrell will give it to her teammate, who will look to try and lead an attack towards Gregory, who will gain control. Cannot do too much with it. But the puck is still in the zone. Pomfret will happily knock it away. Couch with an effort. Dean will fire. Shakespeare will block. GB player then, almost eyes getting bigger there, especially with Dean charging hard until he moved at the last minute. Emerson skates with Dean. Referee stops the puck going to Booth. Booth just happy to just hold on to the puck. Puck comes down. Pomfret, easy as you like, will turn it aside. With 2 minutes and 16 to play, could we see another, or will GB try and hold out for these 2 minutes? Good stop there by Couch on Nicholson. Dean will have a dig. Goes wide. Naylor and Hodgkinson just getting in each other's way. Gregory fighting. Naylor there, arguably a little pullback, but as it is, the referee doesn't see. Kim will play it. Evades the last defender.
So Booth will gather. Couch lays a hit on Boofy. Coach Hagen shouts Boofy as well to draw him to the bench, which then allows Tomlinson to come onto the ice for the remaining minute or so. Colquitt goes without the puck. Here's Tomlinson, who will skate up the wing. Couch will play it to Gregory. A partnership that has done very well link-up play-wise. They've been on the same page, it's just been they haven't been able to move further up ice, but as we come to the final 3 seconds, that is your game. 11-0 to the Mayhem. The result was never really in doubt after it went far. Well, those 2 quick goals inside the opening minute. But Dean Lannon leading the way with 4 goals. As the coaches shake hands and we just now hang about as we wait for the player of the game. Coach Hagen with the little mum run, as we can see, as well as another person running on the ice. So overall, a very entertaining game for Manchester. It's before we come to the player of the game, both teams putting in a very good performance. Manchester will be very happy with how they played. For GB, it's always an extra learning curve. And Nick Terrell receives the player of the game. As they all informer to go for the photograph. And for the Manchester Mayhem, Mason Hodgkinson takes home the player of the game. Hodgkinson, who registered 1 goal and 2 assists. As we see the 2 players the 2 MVPs for the game. And this kind of winds down our coverage of the game as the camera seems to give up the ghost and show us the beautiful ceiling of the Widnes Ice Rink. And as we get the traditional fist bumps for Manchester, it's certainly going to give them some confidence moving into the brand new league season, with their first game taking place against the Peterborough Phantoms. And for GB, it's another case of them just growing and learning as a team. But while it's a
a huge defeat, it's definitely one that I think they will learn from. A very good performance from them, as they applaud the crowd and thank them for coming. And as I say, thank you for staying around and getting to the end of this game. Hopefully the commentary has been its usual crap standard, while someone just stands in front in a red hat, ruining the shot, which is me. But thank you for watching, and we look forward to having your company again in the near future.